Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GCC Reseller Business School podcast. My name is Isa. I'm a designer reseller, a business consultant, a builder of brands, mother of Chanelia, and this is my new venture. So, I've been away for a while, you guys. It was a hot minute. Between having to travel, I traveled from, I think the last time I did a podcast, I was traveling back from Germany to the US in late summer. And then Marco joined me a couple weeks later. And then we went to New York. We did the US Open, went back to LA, visited friends, saw family, did all of that. And then in between, I did Louisville, Kentucky for a friend's wedding, and then Posh Fest, which was pretty fun and interesting. I have my comments, and that will be in an episode that's coming. But overall, I've just been back and forth. After all of that, I flew to Mexico City to see my mother, and then I was supposed to wait for Marco there. I was there for almost a month, and then he's like, hey, bad news. I need more time in Germany. Will you come back? So I am back in Germany now for a few weeks, and it is crazy snowing out there, and I don't do cold. So I am back recording with you guys. What have you missed? Nothing much, except I developed an obsession over point hacking, which I am going to be deep diving into. We get a lot of points when we do reselling and have your own business, and just pretty much everything I ever buy in my life goes on a credit card. Important note, I do not carry balances, so I basically am just in it for the points, not for the debt. But let's get back to something that I want to talk to you about today. Some of you are not going to love when you first hear about it, but I think it's important to mention. So I've been seeing a post going around that says, like, you don't have to end the year strongly. You can end it relaxed and calm and something like that. Actually, let me find it. Okay, well, I can't find it now. I should have saved it, but I've seen it everywhere. A lot of people have posted it, and I get the sentiment behind it. It was something like, you don't have to end the year strongly. You can end it softly and relaxed and whatever. And I totally agree with a part of that. But I do think that we need to think about keeping the promises we made to ourselves. I think that's something that I find very important and valuable in my life, and I wanted to share that. I used to be really good at keeping promises to everyone else except myself. And when I say myself, it wasn't selfish things that I really wanted to do, so I made a priority. It was things that I promised I would do to make my life, my health, my business better. And I think it's really important to finish the year trying to keep those promises you made as best as you can. I think where I like that post and what it says is, if it didn't happen, right? If you didn't do what you said you would do this year, then that's okay. It's not like the end of the world. We're going to continue existing next year. And you want to make sure that you make that a priority so that you don't keep missing the promises to yourself, because I do think that does something to our mental state. The first time you say, I'm going to do this for myself, for my good, I'm going to do this one thing that's going to make my life better, and you don't do it, it's a hit. But it's a soft hit. You're like, okay, I didn't get it done. I'll try next time. I'll try again. I'll be better. I'll get more organized so that I can hit it. But once you've let yourself down 2, 3, 4 times, it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit to say, what I said I would do isn't as important. My word to myself isn't as important as my word to other people. And that's where I think it's kind of like, yeah, you guys know that I have never ever pushed the hustle culture on anyone. I mean, I am recording this podcast from bed under 10 blankets watching snow. I am not your hustle culture gal, but I am here to push every single one of you, including myself, to be better, to build, to be better than you were yesterday, to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that only happens when you keep promises to yourself. and your business, because a lot of us are here to build a better future, a better life. It's not just about, building the business so you can have a lot of money in the bank. I mean, yeah, if you're Scrooge McDuck, but there's a bigger, deeper meaning into building that. And the thing is, the more successful you are at building your business, the more profitable it will be, which in turn will give you bigger cash flow. So you can invest more to grow. You can take more out of the business to pay yourself and to invest in your future, in whatever is going to free you from a job you hate, a financial situation that is keeping you up at night, preparing for what's to come. I've talked to my students, I've talked to the people in my mentorship course about this, or group about this. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Like, I am wishing on all points that I'm wrong. But I don't think 2024 is going to be easier than 2023. I actually think it's going to be worse for a lot of reasons. The biggest, I think, is it's an election year. They need us riled up. They need us more scared. They need us at each other's throats to make sure that either side gets the votes they need. Second of all, we're still seeing crazy prices on products. We've still got issues with gas pricing, war in the Middle East. The housing market's a little funny. We got some banking issues. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and I don't think that the second we turn the page in 2024, it's all going to get magically better. Now, I'm not an eternal doomsday person. I think it's got to get better at some point. I just don't think 2024 is the turning point yet. I think, though, and I've said this many times, that when there are very challenging times and situations like the ones we're facing now and what I think we're going into, it does create amazing opportunity to rise up when things get better. Things will get shaky, but it does open up doors and new possibilities and new opportunities to people that have the cash to take advantage. Whether that's in buying businesses, better product, real estate, investing in undervalued assets, whatever you want to think about. But this all goes back to none of this happens if you don't start keeping the promises you made to yourself. I personally am really, really good at keeping my business and my finance promises to myself. I excel at that. Like, I'm very proud to say that if things need to get done, I do them. Here's the other side of that coin. Nobody's perfect. We've all got our demons. We've all got our skeletons in our closet that we try to hide. I've been very open about this with my mentorship students, with my course students, and I'm opening up to everyone now because I don't, why hide it? It's not like I was trying to hide it. I just don't really talk about it as much. But I am terrible about my own health, which is really scary. Because on one point, I'm really happy that I've been able to grow this business the way I have. It's really nice to know that I'm financially stable. If whatever happens, I've got cash in the bank, I've got cash in the business. Like, that makes me feel safe. But what's the point of all that if I'm jeopardizing my health? There is no wealth without health. So for me, 2024 is going to be about staying consistent with my promises to myself in every aspect. And so why am I bringing this up now? Well, I'll tell you what, I hit my business goals. I hit those, in total, the GCC hit its business goal in August. Reselling, I'm down. Actually, I'm not down. I only have to sell $1,000, $1,200 from the point when I'm recording this on November 27th in profit to hit last year's numbers, which I'll take it, right? It was a shaky year. I'm selling really expensive luxury items. I've sold way less items, less sales, right? Less total revenue, but I've made more profit. So GCC, holding on, growing, expanding, great. But I totally missed my health goal. And I was recently at a doctor and I had my blood work done, and it's all normal. It's all good. I'm not, I'm not super bad on something. But I did get some news that I wasn't entirely expecting. So my cholesterol is a little bit elevated, which, okay, I can bring that down. I mean, I should eat better or whatever. But they did find some insulin resistance. So that kind of got me thinking, and it's not, I don't have diabetes, but it is, the doctor basically said, this is your body going, this is enough. Like, you either get better now or you face the consequences real soon. You make changes now for good, or you're on the path to literally make yourself sick. And that was a crazy wake-up call for me, because what you focus, remember how I always say what you focus on grows? I've been so incredibly focused on the business and the finances and what I'm good at, that keeps growing. So I get that rush of like, ooh, things are getting better, but I'm ignoring the part that I'm not good at. And that had to stop immediately. So I went to the doctor on November 7th, and I've been on a really healthy plan. I've almost completely cut added sugars, processed sugars, all of that. And I'm working out. I'm trying to be more active. I'm just trying to focus on what I ignore. But then, okay, back to why I'm telling you this now. Because old me doesn't like to deal with that part of my life, right? With that stuff. So I probably would have been like, okay, January 1st, new year, new me, new life, changing everything. But rational me, who does this in the business every day, was like, hey, why are you waiting till January? Why not start this second, today that you found out that you're on the wrong path? Why not change it immediately? I'm not going to hit the health goals that I had set for myself early this year, fine. But I can start now and finish the year in a better place than I am right this second. And that's what I'm doing personally, because I'm not willing to wait another month to keep going down the wrong path. And this is not me saying hustle, 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 don't sleep, don't eat. I'm just saying that there's still an entire month, over 30 days, it's November 27th, left in this year. And if we put everything off for another month, we're a little bit further down on the wrong path. So all I'm saying is, if there's something that you can take control of today, right now, and start. If you've noticed a massive error or something that's eating away at your business, at your profit, don't wait to fix it till January 1st. If you could just start picking at it today. Again, I'm not talking about hustling or trying to make up, some $20,000 profit deficit in a month. I'm just saying that you need to finish what you started. My students start the year off with a personal emergency cash goal that they need to hit, a business cash stash goal that they need to have in the business by the end of the year, a profit goal that they said they would hit at the end of the year, and then their crazy stretch goal where they're like, if everything works out perfectly in life, this is where I ultimately would like to end up this year. I want you all to start considering where you are to the promise you made earlier this year, whether for you it's your business, your finances, your health, your education, reading, whatever it was that you promised yourself in January. And you have 30 days still to get further on that path. It doesn't end right now just because we already had turkey. You can still be better. You have 30 days, 30 entire days to still make changes, to end on a better note. And if you're already past your goals and you had a killer year, hey, relax. Totally take the time off. You've earned it because you did keep the promises to yourself. If you didn't, like me, I kept my business promise, I kept my finance promises, I kept my investment promises. I didn't keep the most important promise, which was my health. So I am not going to just chill and wait till January 1st to do something about it. I've already started doing something about it because I want December 31st to come around and be like, I'm not where I said I would be, but I'm better than I was on November 27th. And that's what I ask of you guys. I want you to be very honest. If you want to participate, you're welcome to do this. But take out a paper. Go find your 2023 goals, the ones that you wrote in January of this year. And just go through them and be very honest. Did you hit most of them? And don't be judgmental about it, right? If you didn't, that's fine. We're going to regroup and we're going to hit them next year. But check which ones are still doable. Check which ones you could still technically swing. And if you're really far from one of them, be like, could I even get a quarter of the way, half of the way there in a month? I mean, if we're talking weight, you're probably not going to do that, right? But finances, business, sales, profit, investments, any of that stuff. Okay. If you said you were going to open a business checking account this year and you still haven't, you have 30 days and some crazy incentives to open accounts right now. So do it. I want you to go through your goals and write down, make some notes. Be like, okay, I'm not going to hit that in 30 days. No way. But is there something I could do to set myself up for a better 2024 now? I've got 30 extra days to put towards this. If there's something that you almost hit, you could have hit, is there anything, just write down 3 things you could do in the next 30 days that could make that goal realistic or almost there. I'm not asking you to go above and beyond and do some crazy shiz to hit these goals. I'm just saying, don't just turn off the engine because, the holidays are here. 30 days is a long time to be ahead of the curve. So I guess that's my final thought. And I understand the people that are posting that. It comes from a good place. I don't think anyone should be hustling to finish the year strong in like a crazy way. But I think posts like that kind of give us permission to slack off on our promises to ourselves. And I personally am no longer doing that. I don't care if it's November 27th or December 24th. I've decided to make that change. I've decided that I will no longer break promises to myself if I can avoid it. Now I'm human, right? And we all are. I'm pretty sure I'm going to mess up at some point, but I'm going to get back on track no matter what day it is, because I think that the promises we make to ourselves are much more impactful than anything else. So this is my first episode back from my little hiatus. It's going to be snowing all week, so I'm sure that you're going to hear from me again. But I just want to leave you with this thought as we go into December and holidays and Santa and Hanukkah and whatever else people celebrate. It's not over and it continues. So I always tell my students this too. Unless you were in business to basically do it for a year and then quit, your business doesn't end. It's a never-ending cycle. You just go through the loop again. But you want to make sure you're going back into that loop with more information, better tools, a better understanding, because whatever mistakes you did this year, whatever things didn't work out, are a huge lesson learned. They're going to help you go in bigger and better next year. We just have to make sure that we reflect on it. I will be trying to plan something fun for probably the very end of the year or the beginning of January, just to get people a little more excited and motivated about their personal promises to themselves with the business, with health, with life, with wealth, with everything. Because I think we're going to need it next year. I think we're going to need as much community and presence and motivation from each other as we possibly can get to get through all of the distractions that are going to come next year. So I really hope that you enjoyed this short but sweet episode. I will be back. I will probably be recording all week. If you guys have anything that you want me to talk about, you can always slide into my DMs. They're always open. I guess the final words here are, if there's something that you can take control of right now, do it. 30 days is a long time to make some decent change. 30 days is a long time to tie up loose ends and feel really great about where you end this year. Take advantage of it. Okay, guys, well, that was it. I gotta go shower, switch out of these sweatpants so I can put thicker sweatpants on, and then come back to the only really warm room we have. Marco says I'm a little exaggerated. I guess the other rooms are warm. This one's like a sauna, and this is where I prefer to live my life while I'm here. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great holiday. We're not over. It's not over till it's over. I will talk to you very soon. Goodbye.